Adams featured plenty of nasty personal attacks, and similar practices affected later presidential contests. Since 1988, though, both major parties put this strategy on steroids. Republican leaders were nervous in late May of 1988. Democrat Michael Dukakis was far ahead of the President George H.W. Bush in the polls. GOP strategists decided to respond with hard-hitting attack ads against the Democratic candidate. They branded Dukakis as a Massachusetts liberal and portrayed him as weak on national defense. Willie Horton ads also wrecked Dukakis' image. They drew attention to a Massachusetts furlough program that allowed the temporary release of state prisoners. Horton, an African-American and convicted murderer, committed assault, armed robbery and rape at the time of his furlough. Michael Dukakis made numerous mistakes, but the GOP's powerful assault on his character and leadership hurt even more. George H.W. Bush overcame Dukakis' initial advantages, winning the Electoral College by a whopping count of 426 to 111. President Bush's turnaround in the 1988 contest delivered a poignant message. Efforts to promote frightening characterizations of the opposing candidate can make an impact on voters' opinions. Negative advertising helped Republicans in the close presidential contest of 2004. Democrats seemed to have a good chance for victory when they nominated John Kerry, an articulate, rugged-looking, war veteran who received a Silver Star, a Bronze Star with Combat V and 3 Purple Hearts for military service in Vietnam. But Kerry went down to defeat, in large part because of the way Republican strategists portrayed him, as a tax-raising, flip-flopping wimp. An attack group finished off the wounded Kerry by claiming that he lied about his achievements in Vietnam. Democrats gained leverage in 1992 and 2012 by employing attack strategies. In 1992, Bill Clinton's campaign suggested President George H.W. Bush was out of touch with ordinary people. Democrats blamed President Bush for the hard times Americans experienced during a recession. In 2012, Barack Obama's team quickly defined the character of Mitt Romney for voters before Romney had a chance to make his case. Democrats portrayed Romney as an aloof millionaire who did not truly care about average people. Romney viewed corporations as people, Democrats stressed, and they drew attention to Romney's video-recorded claim that 47% of American voters are dependent on the government and believe the government has a responsibility to care for them. It is difficult for political analysts and citizens to revise their familiar narrative about lessons drawn from political campaigns, including their conclusions about the 2016 election. When discussing the reasons for victory or defeat, they give primary weight to the appeal of individual personalities and the candidates' promises to improve voters' lives. Commentators stress the importance of a candidate's likability and communication skills. But the latest evidence of extensive meddling through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube suggests that analysts need to think differently when assessing election results in the years to come. The winning candidate's personality and message do not always establish the winning margin. Quite often, negative characterizations serve as keys to victory. Debates about the reasons for Trump's win and Clinton's loss will continue to animate conversations for a long time, but new evidence supports an astonishing judgment. Hillary Clinton probably would have won. In fact, she might have won handily and benefited the candidacy of Democrats for the House and Senate, if Russian interference had not created strong doubts about her character and competence. Robert Brent Toplin is Professor Emeritus at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Toplin was also professor at Denison University and recently has taught occasional courses at the University of Virginia. He is the author of several books about film, history, and politics and has commented on history in several nationally broadcast radio and television programs. Contact email protected. This article was originally published at History News Network.